think we're good.
Okay, beautiful.
And we're here. Should I intro us?
Yeah, because that's what you do, girl.
Hi, welcome to A Refined Voyage with Kaila and Michelle. We're here in Toronto, two black women talking about traveling and airing our grievances and just hanging out.
I love it.
And chatting. So thanks for coming back if you did. I still feel really good about episode 2.
Yeah, I loved episode 2.
It was that wine. It was that wine.
For sure.
Today we're in the distillery district, keeping up with our shtick of just being out and about. So, disclaimer: if you do hear some background noise, that's what it is. That's what we do. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you, dear. I'm a little tired today, but I'm good. Yeah. How are you?
I'm full. We just ate.
Oh yeah. I think that's what it is. I got the itis.
Oh, yeah, it's not itis. I'm okay.
Yeah.
This past week was tough.
I know.
Another one.
Yeah. And you're leaving soon, like you're going back.
Yeah. Breaking news. This might be our last episode face to face.
Yeah, but
we're gonna continue doing our podcast, but I'm gonna be abroad, so I made the decision to go back abroad.
I'm proud of you.
I don't know if it's the right decision, but it's a decision, and I decided because I worked really, really hard to create those opportunities for myself.
You did.
And it just seems like the right thing to do at the moment.
Yes.
So I'm going to continue being safe, but I'm also going to continue living my life.
That's what you should be doing.
So for those listening, and it's probably just all the family and friends we forced to listen to.
Yeah.
All the strangers, hi. But for those listening, we also video record. So the next time is going to be a little interesting.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm going to be in Dublin, Ireland.
And I'll be in Toronto. Yeah, for sure. That's where I'm
probably in your apartment.
Yeah.
But you might introduce everyone to your dog.
Oh yeah, little buddy Jameson.
Yeah, my boy Jamie.
Yeah.
I call him Jamie because we cool like that.
Yeah, that's cute. That's cute.
Yeah. So I'm a little sad.
Me too.
We're still getting shot.
Yeah.
We're still dying.
Yeah.
I don't
What
understand.
is, like, why?
I don't get it. That's frustrating.
Yep.
I don't have an answer.
I don't have one either, and I don't have we're trying so many different things, and it feels like they're still not listening.
They're still not listening.
What is going on?
I feel very trapped.
Yes.
It's tough. So, sorry guys, we are sad.
Yeah.
I'm upset.
Yep.
So, there's that. And there's not much more to say about it. There's not much more to say that we haven't already said.
It affects you in a different kind of way that it's hard to even put into words.
Absolutely.
For me, it's really hard because every time it happens, it hits me in a different way every time, and it never gets easier.
It never gets easier. So
yeah,
I don't know.
Stop killing us,
please. You don't deserve to die.
No. And Blue Lives Matter isn't a thing, by the way.
Yeah, not a thing.
No.
I can see your eyes getting glossy. Are you gonna cry?
No.
Stop!
I'll be
Don't
okay.
cry.
I'm okay. I'm a thug.
Thug it out. Thug it out.
Fine.
We also lost our king.
Yeah.
We lost our king. Yeah.
I'm gonna put on my hater blockers.
Your hater blockers. Yeah, that's tough. That was a tough L. I think what was tough about it is that personally I've been through situations and I'm very much a type of person to not tell anybody.
Right.
And to kind of thug it out, and he did that.
He did that.
Yeah.
But it was like a lesson to people, right? Wasn't it a lesson? You don't know what anybody's going through.
Absolutely.
So be nice.
Be kind.
Yeah.
People haven't been kind lately.
No.
So that's a tough one. That was a tough L. I still haven't gotten over my Kobe. So those of you who are getting to know me, well, you're learning that I'm huge into basketball.
Yes, she is. You should see her tats. Yeah.
I played basketball. I love basketball, and Kobe was my guy. And I still haven't. We've spoken about this. We haven't gotten to process anything that's happening
because it's constantly
boom,
boom, boom,
exactly.
Boom.
We haven't been able to process anything. So I'm still not processing.
No.
Yeah. So that's tough.
Yeah.
So let's have a moment and hope for justice, and a moment for our king Wakanda forever.
I know, kind of.
Our fictional king who is now, I think, a real life king.
He is.
Yeah, because he brought things to our community that we didn't have before.
Yeah.
I didn't have that growing up, so.
Not at all.
And I'm
We
so
didn't.
excited to have babies, not now, but soon or someday.
Yeah.
And introduce them to him.
Our king.
To our king.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So let's
So
get into
today,
it.
yeah, we wanted to talk about, and we the great thing about what I love about this is that we touch on things in just our normal conversation, and then I'm the one that kind of puts our kind of syllabus
Yes.
together, and I'm
I
like, we
love it so
we should
much.
continue talking about this. So we've spoken about this, and being black is hard.
Yes.
And although being black women, and we've spoken about this, we're kind of the bottom of the barrel, within communities, we do have privileges.
Yes.
Yeah.
Certain privileges. You're
So
absolutely right.
I kind of just wanted to talk and touch on that and how that affects us, how that affects us individually,
Yeah.
and how we use our privileges positively, or at least in our right mind, and just kind of recognize those privileges.
Right.
So for me, for both of us, we're Canadian.
Yes. So that's
That's pretty
huge
big.
one. Yeah.
We are, and I've said this before, the freest we've ever been today.
Yes.
As black women.
Yes.
And a lot of that has to do with our parents immigrating, or grandparents, or whoever, immigrating to Canada to create these opportunities for us. So what that means is that we were born in a Western world, in a first world country, and we reap those benefits.
Yep.
And being Canadian and being black, I mean, like I said, we're the bottom of the barrel.
Yes.
However, taking that with us across the world, and you spoke about it on our last episode, talking about being from Canada, being in China,
Yep.
and like what that means to people that live in China and might want to come over. Yeah, it's a big one. So that's the first thing.
Yeah.
Being Canadian is huge.
I think it's like a privilege, yes, but it's also for us as like first generation Canadians. I think it's also like it puts a lot of pressure on us as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm really
So-
surprised that my parents are disappointed in me.
Yeah. Like no,
to become
they
a
shouldn't
doctor.
be. No. Did your dad want you to become a doctor?
No, I was really lucky. My dad is very, I don't know if it's because he watched a lot of movies or something, I don't know, or if he's just like a great guy, as you kept saying last time.
Yeah.
You haven't even met Scott, but you love him.
I do. He's my dad.
He's everyone's dad somehow.
Yeah.
The great thing about him is that the number one thing that he's drilled into me and that I've taken with me is that you could, he literally said, he's like, you could do anything that you want, but you have to be the best that you can be. So he's like, yo, you could be a stripper, but make sure you're the best stripper in the house. Make sure you're bringing the money in. Make sure, whatever it
Wow.
is, do your thing and be the best as you can be. So there was no pressure to like become a doctor or anything like
That's
that.
nice.
However, I do think my dad's is the master of one-liners, and he has all of his sayings. And one of his sayings is, I don't know if they're African proverbs or just Scott proverbs. They're probably just Scott proverbs.
They're perfect.
That's what I'm gonna start calling them now. So one of his Scott proverbs, or one of
Yes.
these Scott proverbs, are I can't do it for you, I can only guide you. So he's Scott. So he was always like, trying to be like, oh, like nurses are making a lot of money, like maybe you should do this. But he's never been disappointed in the route that I've taken, and kind of being free and traveling and stuff like that. So,
And I think that's so important to have. Like,
yeah, he's dope. My mom too. Shout out to my mom as well.
yeah.
My mom is just kind of like, one thing that's kind of cute is I think she's a little bit, and she said this to me once, the one time she complimented me. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. that she's kind of in awe of me just kind of like doing whatever I want to do.
Good.
Like despite everything, I'm just kind of like, I mean, I have all those doubts, but I do whatever I want to do.
Yeah,
anyway.
absolutely.
But yeah, so being first generation Canadian comes with a lot of pressures. Another thing, I mean, we're privileged in that sense, but I don't know that people understand kind of what we go through, because for me at least, growing up, it was always like, oh, you should be grateful. So like you're here and you're privileged and you have these opportunities, but bow down, you should be grateful.
Yeah.
Like as a black woman, which is kind of shitty and like whack. Yeah. I'm not with that life.
I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like that.
No,
either, that feeling.
you should be grateful for what you have, because you have this, and this. And it's like, okay, cool. Yeah, I am grateful, but jeez.
But it's almost like, I feel like the people who are telling us to do that are the same people who came the same way our parents came. Everyone, the beauty of Canada is that everybody is an immigrant. I don't know if it's a beauty or a disgust.
Right?
Part of me thinks it's a disgust.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, that's another episode.
Yeah, that's another
but, yeah.
episode. Shout out to the indigenous communities.
Exactly.
So, I know I sound a little solemn, but that's because it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. So we have that. So we have being Canadian. For me, I'm biracial.
Yeah.
So within the black community, growing up, I experienced it a lot. And I continuously experience it a lot. And I realize that it's a them problem, it's not a me problem.
In what sense?
That, white is right. So the lighter, the brighter, the better.
Right.
And I don't believe that at all. I've been in situations where men have told me, oh, I only date light-skinned girls.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's freaking whack.
Gosh.
And I've blocked them and been like, that's awful.
Yeah.
You're a piece of shit.
Yes, you
Goodbye.
are. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
The person you're trying to call
is no longer available.
Exactly. Yeah. So I have that, but I have to recognize that I do have that privilege, because when you go out into the world, unfortunately, that is what society has taught us. So maybe I'm less intimidating because I'm biracial.
Right.
Or, and within the black community, we're kind of taught that.
Yeah.
And I think that we're going through a time where we're unlearning that, which is great.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. But I definitely, been at a hairdresser and been like, oh, she has that good hair, whatever. Right. So, yeah.
I was never told that.
No. You do have that good hair, though,
Thank
sis.
you. I'm learning this now.
Sis.
Thank you.
We need to do an episode about beauty.
Yes,
and all
yes.
the products we use, because your skin is shining. You're glowing. You're glowing.
Anyways.
I'm hydrated, guys.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I've had that, but then I've also, I'm big.
Right.
So there's a lot of sizeism that happens as well.
Sizeism is real. Sizeism.
There you go.
Thank you. It's very real.
It's very real.
Yeah. For me, I guess my privilege. I don't like that.
I know, it's weird to say, but we have to
it.
recognize that we do have certain privileges. Yeah.
Being a small black woman, being small is one of my privileges in this world that we live in, which is so stupid. Because, I didn't choose to be this small.
I didn't choose to be this big.
Yeah,
in terms of height.
Yeah.
I've always been my entire family with full-bodied people.
Yeah.
So I reckon if I really wasn't comfortable with myself or wanted to make myself smaller,
right,
in terms of, my energy, not in terms of my size, I could work on making myself smaller in terms of my size. But,
I don't want you to.
No.
I love you the way you are. I love it. Oh my God, I do.
But no, sorry. Yeah, you're being tiny. I want you to tell that story you told me in High Park when you said that your friend said that you.
Oh yeah. So I have a friend, and he said to me, he was like, "Kaila, you're not intimidating to people because you're small." And I was like, "What?"
Huh?
Yeah. Huh? And I was like, "Oh, okay." And then I recognized it while I was traveling, while I'm here in Toronto. I recognize these things, especially when I'm traveling, because for example, in a place like China, I could blend in if I was not black, because everyone around me is small.
Right.
So if I was any bigger, it would be a bit different.
Right.
And people will look at you differently.
Right.
And I know that, like, people have, in certain cultures, they're a bit more blunt about how they feel about your size. So I know certain people that have gone to, like, for example, China again, and have been teased by Chinese people about being bigger. And it's like, why? But that's, like, what's ingrained in their culture.
Yeah.
Right? And it's silly. But I guess that's a privilege to me, but I think it's stupid.
Yeah.
Like,
same.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that I recognize, I think the big thing for us is recognizing the privileges that we have, and trying to move forward with them to create spaces for people who don't have those privileges.
Exactly.
At least I think so. And if anyone out there disagrees or has any information for us, you know, send it over.
Yeah, let us know, please.
I love to learn and grow. But for me, like you said, we have these small privileges, but like in what retrospect?
Right.
Like, I mean, yeah, I'm light, but when I was living in Sweden, do you think that they cared if I was light or dark? Absolutely not.
No.
I was different.
Yeah.
And like what outweighed? So, like I'm light, but I'm big. So, like where, you know what I mean? Like
I'm small, but I'm dark. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Where does a pendulum swing for us?
Right.
So at least for me, what I try to do is try to be a Scott proverb, as we said, be the best as I can be, and create those spaces. And that's one of the reasons why I'm going back to Dublin. One of the reasons why, even though I was tossed out and thrown out and disrespected, I'm persevering because I'm not the one that should feel uncomfortable. They should feel uncomfortable and embarrassed. I'm not embarrassed anymore. I was super embarrassed, and I'm not.
Good.
And they should be. And the way that I'm trying to be better and to create spaces is to go back and create these spaces.
Yes.
And talk and be loud and introduce my friends and
Be you.
Oh, stop.
Yes, be you and love you, because they ain't gonna love us.
Yeah. What does Mama Ru say? Do you watch Drag Race?
No,
you don't watch Drag Race.
Don't.
You need to love yourself, because if you don't love yourself, who in the hell is gonna love you? Right?
Amen.
Shout out to Mama Ru.
Yeah.
If that ever gets to her. Yeah. It's tough. Another thing that's tough is ageism. I mean, I don't.
I'm finding it tougher and tougher each year.
Are you?
I am.
I feel like I honestly, I don't know why we immortalize teenage years. I had
or even the 20s.
Terrible time in my teenage years.
I
I was not cute.
You always cute.
No, I was not.
I didn't know you when you were a teenager, so I can't judge.
No,
but
I wasn't.
Cute.
I wasn't cute. I had terrible glasses.
Oh.
Yeah, I wasn't. You know, like when you look back at photos, you're like, ew.
What is that? Yes, I know those.
No, but I wasn't confident, and we immortalize. Oh my God, we praise all the films and stuff that teenage years are supposed to be great, and then we roll into our 20s, and I have to say, it's only getting better with time for me.
That's the thing.
It doesn't get harder for me. It's only getting better.
But it's like, it's getting better. Your life's getting better. You're more independent. Like, things are getting better. You're becoming more confident.
Right.
But still somewhere in the back of your mind, you're like,
yeah,
but I'm still 30-something.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I definitely agree. There's that societal pressure for sure.
Yes.
I just have a constant clock in the back of my head just tick, 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 tick. Just being like, get on it. Whatever it is, whether it's like your family or your career, it's just like this clock.
But it's also a clock. I think it's a clock different for like men and women. I think men and women have a completely different clock.
Absolutely.
Yeah. For us, there's a lot more pressure.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Physically, you know, if you want to have children.
Yep.
Physically. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
There are different pressures, for sure. And I think that, I mean, I'm not a man, so I can't speak to that, but I can speak to, like, the world.
Right.
And know that we do have it a little harder. I think for me, with ageism, I mean, I think it's silly for us to talk about ageism when we're only in our 30s. Maybe we have some young listeners out there. I did work within education, so maybe a couple of my students will hear this and be like, oh my god, I didn't know you were like in your 30s, that's so old. But I think it's silly for us because we are really young,
Right.
and ageism I think comes more into play for women a little later, but it does happen now. Like when I talk about moving abroad, the number one question, and it literally just happened at the restaurant, why?
Right.
Why?
And then you were like, her answer at the restaurant was, why not? And I was like, what?
Yeah, I'm bright. I'm bright and out of order.
Instead I was just like, in my brain, I was like,
I'm bright and out of order.
I loved it. I loved it so much.
But, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, is it a job or is it a relationship or, you know, it's just me.
Yeah, exactly.
It's what I want to do. There's no real reason. I'm literally going back to write and to kind of reflect and to travel around Ireland safely.
Good.
I don't think I'm going to do any leisure travel outside of the country that I'm residing in because I don't know if it's ethical. I don't within myself. I just like I have a lot of issues with that. But anyway, we have a lot of pressure. So I started my journey abroad early. So I was 17 years old when I took my first trip to see Kobe, rest in peace. And I always knew that I wanted to live abroad and like have a true experience, not this like fleeting experience, but I didn't have the financial stability to do so. I don't come from a rich family.
Neither did I.
I didn't have a sugar daddy.
Neither did I. I wish I did.
Right?
Trust me, I do.
Shout out to all those people with sugar daddies, honestly. And living your best life, your truth.
Yep.
But I didn't have that. So I had to work really hard, literally for 11 years, and I left when I was 28. And I remember getting to Amsterdam and like finding my way through there and getting a job, and everyone was younger than me.
Yeah.
And was like, oh, so like why are you here? Like, you know?
Yeah, you feel judged.
Yeah, absolutely. And starting late is hard. But the one thing that I am going to say is that I did do an internship in Brazil when I was 21. And I turned 22 over there. And I was so young and I didn't appreciate it at all.
Wow.
And having that experience and now having this like older experience, I think that it's better now that we're older and doing it because I know how to budget, kind of. I'm still looking for a sugar daddy. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Half kidding. You can find me on Instagram. At the word Michelle. No, okay, I'm done.
And she's gonna open her OnlyFans account because I told her to today.
No, we're not doing that. Shout out to everyone on OnlyFans.
Yeah.
So. And if anyone needs a shout out that has an OnlyFans, any women out there, like I'm with you. So hit us up with our 12 listeners, which will be us just pressing play.
Yeah.
I learned how to budget, and I just feel like I have enjoyed it so much more.
Yes.
Because like I do what I want to do. I don't do what I want to not do. You know what I mean? Like I have no qualms. Like I have no problem going to a show by myself.
Good.
So one of the best shows that I ever been to was Samfa in Holland, in Amsterdam at the Paradiso. So the Paradiso is a old church. It's a famous place that people go to party and see shows. But it's an old church converted into a concert venue or a party venue. And nobody wanted to go with me. I didn't really know anyone. It was a little too early.
Right.
And I went and I enjoyed myself. And just like when I think about my moments abroad and I think about all of the things that I've done, I'm just like so happy that I did it, you know? And I have no problem. Like another thing that people don't realize is that when you live abroad, you still kind of have to like make money and like unless you have a sugar daddy that is or a sponsor. I'm gonna just say a sponsor because a sponsor could be anything.
That's true.
But unless you just have the financial stability, which I know nothing about.
This is a foreign concept
you still,
to me.
Right. You still have to work and like do your thing. So I have no problem like skipping out on, you know, partying all night.
Same.
To be able to go on that weekend trip in a place that I'm only going to be living in for a short amount of time. So those are the pros about starting late. But societally it's tough. The pressure the external pressure from family and friends who like don't understand
And
it.
strangers.
And strangers also. It's hard.
Yep.
You started later.
I did.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you came back and then went back to school.
And then
even
went back.
later.
So everything was just late. Like,
Yeah, we're just doing it late.
Yeah, I
or
was
maybe
literally-
we're doing it right on time.
yeah, maybe it's our time.
It's our
Oh,
time.
that's beautiful.
It's our time.
It's a refined voyage.
Oh,
It's a beautiful thing.
it's beautiful.
Yeah.
How are we on time? We don't want to talk too much.
We're at the 25-minute mark.
Yeah, we have 5 minutes. We
Yeah.
can still chat. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
We spoke a little bit about resources and them being unavailable.
Right.
Yeah. And they're still unavailable.
They're still unavailable. Where are they? Where are they?
Where are all the resources?
And I know that you've created your own resources
Yeah.
and like.
Well,
Shout out to you.
I can't even speak anymore.
That's good.
What I
Use that.
hope to do is continue the footwork. You know, go back to Dublin. I have a couple plans. Continue with this. I love our energy.
Yeah.
I love doing this. And that's literally what we're doing. We're creating the resource. So now A Refined Voyage exists, a podcast about 2 Canadian black women that are 30-something.
Yes. Yes.
That love to travel and have traveled. And
we'll
we're creating
continue
the
to do.
resources.
Yeah.
That's a little, like, if somebody else was doing it, I'd be like, that's really inspiring. But, like, now that I'm doing it, I'm like, yeah, shut up. But it is, I mean, I'm inspired by you.
No, I'm inspired by you, girl.
Stop.
You're leaving me next week.
Stop.
Come on.
Stop.
Come on.
Stop. Hopefully we can do, you know, when the world heals and we're allowed to travel, we can meet somewhere.
We will. Can we just meet somewhere in Africa? Like,
Yes, absolutely.
pick a country in Africa and let's just go.
Yeah, I'm down.
I told Michelle that I'm not going to hit Europe until I hit Africa.
Which is absolutely fair.
Thank you.
And I have no problem.
Thank you.
So you can pick a country.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I will.
Yeah.
I will.
And
I will.
I'll just show up
Yeah.
with my mic.
Now come on the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. Well, guys, thank you so much for tuning in and listening to us ramble and chat.
That was fun.
We might get one more episode together
Yeah. We will.
in the same room.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's gonna be real interesting
Yeah.
with Skype or FaceTime or
Yeah. What's
however.
the other one? Zoom.
Zoom.
Zoom. I feel like a grandma. What's the other one called?
And hopefully our watchers will tune in and be able to see different parts of the world wherever I am.
Yeah.
So that would be kind of cool. So thanks for listening to A Refined Voyage with Kaila and Michelle.
Yay. And
We'll see you next time.
Oh, hey there, friends. Like hearing this chat? Click on the subscribe button and see you next time.